Yeah, buddy. So, get it cracking here in a minute. I want to walk you guys through a couple steps. Walk you through a couple steps of the process of getting your Maryland Assisted Living set up. We'll talk about the application, and we're going to talk about the application, and we're going to talk about the survey, the walkthrough, and pretty much everything in between. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let a couple people get on, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about this process. Something I've been going through recently here in 2025. Some stuff didn't change, so being as though it changed, we just want to keep everybody updated on what to expect as far as getting your Maryland Assisted Living set up. So that's what we're doing now. And it's the moon. Still a little chilly at night. It's been nice during the day though. Back up this fire flame. I wasn't ready for this, but I got some good dry wood, so shit knew it was gonna burn good tonight. But so we don't got many people on right now, but I'm gonna say the recording so I can post it on my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We talking about the Maryland Assisted Living walkthrough and the application checklist. So the reason why I wanted to post this, do this live, was because I've been currently going through an assisted living setup for myself recently, you know, and it's been a while since we went through the whole process, starting from the application and the new property and all that stuff. And it's 2025, so I want to give people an update on what to expect, what the state of Maryland is requiring. As far as for your application, what to expect for your walkthrough, what the surveyor is looking for when they come and do the walkthrough, and things like that. So when you first get started, what you're gonna have to do is go on to OHCQ's website and go to programs, and then once you go to programs, you click on assisted living, and then when you click on assisted living, it you know, you go to application, and when you go to application, it sends you to like a PDF download. So once you get the application, some of the things that they're gonna be asking you on the application is this the initial? Is this this is the initial application? This is a change of ownership or relocation? That's one of the questions. They're gonna want to know your legal name, your EIN, contact information, obviously your address, phone number, email, website. And then they want to know your the manager's information. So your assisted living manager, that's the person who's going to have that 80-hour course. And then from there, you also have to have an the alternate manager. So you got to have your details, and then your alternate manager's details. And then next, you want to have the it's going to ask you about the delegating nurse details. So those are the three people you got to have. And you could be one of the managers yourself, but you can't. And the nurse, if you're a nurse, you could be the nurse and one of the managers. You can't be your own alternate manager. There has to be 2 managers. So from there, that's going to go to like the description of services, where you're going to talk about the number of beds required. So if you're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, the number of beds required, the level of care, low, moderate, or high, 1, 2, or 3. Those are the levels of care, and you can go on the site and see how that breaks down. And then if you're going to do a memory care or Alzheimer's special care unit, and if you can start out with a Alzheimer's special care unit for your first facility, I would say go ahead and go for it, because you can get whatever you charging. So if you're charging $3,000, $4,000 just for a regular bed, you're gonna get at least $2,000, $1,500 more for assisted living unit. I mean, for Alzheimer's unit. If it's a memory care, they call it a memory care facility. Obviously this is set up a lot different with like locks and different things, alarms and alerts and stuff like that. Even though they want alerts and stuff like that, for your regular level 3, it's just a lot more involved when you go for a memory care. But always remember, if you do go memory care, that's where you're gonna make some real, that's where you're gonna make the good money. That's where you can get the really high paying clients. I mean, they're high paying because they're high need, but just to think about that. And then if you're in like and this is one thing I always try to tell people, like if you first getting started, don't get try to stay away from, I'm gonna say don't get, but try to stay away from co-ops or associations, like homeowners associations, because you're gonna have to contact them and go through whatever hoops they put you through. So if you got a property and it's not in a homeowner association, that's good. And if you're looking for a property, try to avoid them homeowner associations. Just try to find a freestanding single family that's not part of an association. Because if it is part of an association, they're gonna want some information from you, from the actual association on the contract, on the initial application. So then we talk about ownership structure. Like, are you going to be a sole proprietor, limited liability, partnership, corporations, whatever kind of entity, whatever type of business entity you're going to be. That's what they're going to ask for that. And then this is all stuff that's on the initial application. We're just talking about the initial application. They're going to want to know, do you currently own any other facilities licensed? Have you previously owned any? Have any of your license ever been revoked, suspended, or denied? Do you have any criminal offenses, convictions under the Social Security Act, felony conviction history, previous operation of residential or facility-based programs? They want to know if you have any other information. So like a lot of times we got the RSA and we got other facilities. We got to put all of that stuff down there. So when you get to the part where we start looking at that's the application. You know what I'm saying? That's the initial application. That's some of the information that's going on your initial application. What they want, actually, the documents that they want with that initial application is your EIN number, your letter of good standing from the state of Maryland. They want the LLC information, but the letter of good standing and the LLC information, the your workman's comp documentation saying that you either got workman's comp or you got an exemption. I always say get an exemption for workman's comp. What else do they want? They want a business plan and a 1 year, what do they call it? Like a 1 year financial breakdown for your facility. So those are the things that they want on the initial application. So they want a business plan and a 1 year financial outlook for your company. And your letter of good standing, EIN, LLC, and workman's comp information. So those are the documents they want just for the, when you submit your, and you have to fill out the actual application. So, and the application on top of all that. So you submit all those documents online through the OHCQ website under programs. You got to go to assisted living, and then you can submit all of that stuff under programs. So when we talk about what exactly what the surveyor is going to be looking for when they come to your property, they're going to make sure you got all your staff and license requirements. We'll talk about that in a second, but like your medical assistants, med tech, not medical assistant, your med tech, everybody has to be a certified med tech. No, or somebody has to be a certified med tech. You have to be a certified med tech. Your manager has to have their document. Any employee has to have a med tech certification on the document, what they're going to be looking for when they come to the your actual survey, when they come to your property. They're going to be, you're going to have your background check done. They're going to want your CMT certifications. That's the certified med tech. They're going to want to see your TB test, your CPR and first aid certifications. Doctor's note of fitness to work. A lot of people don't be having that. So you want to make sure, if you're the owner and you're going to be managing it, that you're the one, you need to make sure they want to see that you're not only just a manager and you have all your documentation. They want to make sure that you have a doctor's note that's saying that you can actually do the work. Blood work for teeter. Ensure your alternate manager's documents is up to date. Nothing over a year. Your 20-hour training course, if you have your 80-hour and it's been over a year or 2 years, I think it's every 2 years, you got to get a 20-hour course, a 20-hour update of your assisted living manager's training. So you got to have that updated if it's been over a year. And then you have a contract with your nurse signed. So the nurse is going to be working with you, just helping you with your facility, your delegating nurse, because you got to have a delegating nurse on your documents. And I don't even think I said that for the application, but she goes on your application as well. So you want to make sure that's on there as well. That's what they're looking for. Like, that's what you need to have at your property when they get there. Another thing that they're going to want to see is your actual policies and procedures manual. They want to make sure you got a tornadoes, and this is something I would put separate so they can see it, or you can get to it quick. Put like some I would just print it out separately and have it available to them. Tornado policy. These are policies that they're really excited, they're really interested in. Your tornado policy, your fire policy, evacuation policies for any other type of emergency. A designated and safe location for residents in case of a fire. You could put like the side of your yard, the backyard, the front yard, whatever, but they have to have a place. And then they also have to have you also have to have a contract with another facility, or alternate facility in case something happens to yours. Where can they go? So you just find another facility in your community. Not trying to tell you it'll never happen, but they want that on your document that you're working with another facility in case something happens at your place. They have somewhere to go. So, and then they want a sample of all your most used documents, like your administrative health forms, your resident score charts, your residence agreements, resident rights, and stuff like that. They want all of that in there. And then when they're gonna want you to have a safety kit, like not like a first aid kit. Your first aid kit can be in there, but they also want you to have what do they call it? Emergency food supplies and all of that stuff. So what you get is radio, flashlight, batteries, blankets, some non-perishables, and you put them in like a big tote, and you put blankets and, like I said, flashlight, radio, and food supplies with batteries and stuff like that to have set aside. So like maybe you put that like in the garage or in the basement, somewhere, wherever there, you in case of emergency, case of we don't got y'all, you guys don't have power, y'all can still feed, clothe, and have everything they need as far as like first aid and things like that, medicine and everything like that. Some other stuff that you're gonna have to think of, you're gonna have to do is you could get the little cheap, it don't gotta be cheap, but inexpensive alarms. So they want alarms on all your windows and all your doors to go outside. So you don't have to put them on the doors that they like, their bedroom doors or the bathroom doors, but like your front door. Or if you got like the other side doors and stuff like that, you gotta have alarms on those, and you gotta have alarms on all the windows that they have access to. The little alarm that just beep when it goes off when you put the when you open the door or when you open the window. So if there's any rooms or basements or garage doors that you don't want them to go in, they have to be locked. So the locks have to be on there to where as though they can't walk through it without a key. That they can't walk through it because they're not gonna have a key. Only the owners and administrators gonna be able to get through there. So like there might be a basement door that they don't have access to that area, so that has to be locked. Not where they could just twist it and open it, or no chain. It has to be a key lock. So that's important to remember that. What else do they? And again, these are just what the surveyor is looking for when they come to your property. So you want to have grab bars in the shower area, and then you want to have the shower, depending on how your thing's set up, but you still want to have a shower chair where they can sit down, grab bars, and then also the toilet, the toilet rail where they, you just buy it and put it over top of the toilet. So that it has to have that kind of toilet with the the toilet. I don't know exactly what it's called, but you guys, everybody that works in this industry knows exactly what it is. It's just a toilet to go over top of your toilet, like a chair to go over top of your toilet, and then the bathtub chair where they can sit down. But then also you need 2 grab bars in the shower at least. So you can't just have a chair. You gotta have grab bars and the chair in the shower. You gotta have a stock, like I said, first aid kit. You gotta have fire extinguishers in multiple places. So you might want to have one in your kitchen, in your laundry room, and in your garage possibly. Anything that there's probably a possibility of like a mechanical or something going wrong. So like wherever your electrical system is, or your power box, put one in there. Like your laundry room, put one in there. And then in your kitchen, and you got to have it updated from a fire marshal. And they also want you to have a fire marshal certificate when you're it has to be there ready when they get there. So you got to have, and these are some of the things you got to have posted. Oh, and then you got to get a landline installed. You got to get a landline installed. You can't have just like cell phones. It has to be a hard line, a old school landline. Emergency contact numbers posted. Monthly activity schedules posted. Residents' rights posted and displayed. Non-smoking signs posted and displayed. Abuse prevention posters displayed. And you can get those on again, this is Maryland, so you can just go to Maryland abuse poster, and it'll pop right up. It put nursing home abuse poster. And it, they already had certain numbers, and you just got to write in your local police department number. What else are they going to ask you for? So those are some of the things. Those are all the things that those I'm not done. So those are just some of the things that you're going to get that the surveyor is looking for. So I'm gonna just keep going. The house, they want to make sure the house is clean, that there's no hazards like carpets, like area rugs. I tell people don't use, if you can, you get all hardwood floor or hard floors, but if possible, definitely have like low carpet and no area rugs or no like fall risks, things that they could trip over, like a whole bunch of end tables and stuff in the middle of the floor. Those are some of the things they're gonna be looking for. So his house is clean and free of hazards. The dining area has to be set in a range for the amount of people that you're going to have. So if you got 5 people, you got to have the dining set, the table set 5, where 5 people can sit there comfortably, 6, 4, whatever. The water temperature has to be no higher than 120, and they're gonna check your water. They're just gonna let it run. So just get it checked. You have like your electrician or your plumber, I don't know, whoever who helps you with your systems. They can come adjust that. Probably your plumber. And then we already covered this, but when it comes to like what each room has to have, they have to have a comfortable chair, nightstand, a light, closet space, a mirror, a bed, obviously, a nightstand. I already say that, a lamp, and a dresser for each resident. So you can have like the tall dresser, or you can have a long dresser with 4 on each side, and four drawers are for one client and 4 is for the other. I don't really like that. I would rather just go ahead and get 2 different dressers and put them, separate, so they can both set their stuff on there separately. If that's a semi-private, but if a private, obviously they just get all of their stuff together. And then you have to get a lock, a safe, or some kind of lock to go in their drawer, preferably in their nightstand, that you can nail into their drawer, and then it has a key so they can open it and close it, and then so the family can't like remove the box, like take the lock box because they might not have the key, or the family can't go in. The one thing that we heard while we were dealing with the surveyor was that families are coming in, visiting the senior and taking their stuff. So like they might have jewelry or rings and stuff like that. So like their own family members have been, reporting. It's been reported to the state that, their own family members have been taking their stuff. So that's not cool. You want to make sure you prevent that. And if there's so the bedroom doors can't have locks on them, because they don't, or if they do have locks, you have to be able to open it really quickly. So what she's going to do is she's going to come in. The surveyor is going to come in. He or she is going to come in, lock yourself in that room. And if you can't open it like quick, they're going to make you change the locks. So I would just say no locks on no bedroom doors and no bathroom doors. It shouldn't be a big issue. Nobody should be walking into anybody else's room, especially while they're changing and stuff like that, because caregivers, so that shouldn't be a big issue. I just would prefer to not have no locks on the doors that don't lock, that don't need to be locked, like bathroom, because worst thing you want to happen is a client lock themselves in and the caregiver can't get in there. And even if because it's your property, you know how to get in there quick, the caregiver might not know how to, they might panic and can't get in there. And I've actually had a caregiver recently on another case lock herself in the client's bathroom. So the client didn't lock herself in the bathroom. The caregiver locked herself in the client's bathroom. So she at work calling me talking about she locked in the bathroom. So I would suggest, because the door got broke or something, and she went in there and it just like fell apart while she was in there. So she couldn't get out of the bathroom. So that happens. Weird stuff like this happens all the time. So when they said no locks, I was like, okay, of course. So I'm just explaining to you why they don't want no locks on the properties, on under the doors that the clients use. So, so yeah, doors with all locks must be removed. And then, like I said, you're gonna have a secure storage, the secure safe for the client's items in there. So they can put their stuff up. Like I said, they might have watches, and different valuables, not money usually, but they might have like jewelry and stuff like that. Whatever they got, you got to have a place where they can lock their stuff up. Each resident has to have that. And like I said, they want it bolted down or screwed down into the nightstand drawer or somewhere in that room. So that's some of the things you want to make sure you have. And then when it comes to food, they want to make sure you have a 6-week menu plan posted when they get there during the survey. They want to and it has to be signed by a nutritionist. And they want to make sure you have I don't know if I mentioned this, activity plan, a 1-month activity chart. Did I talk about that? That's because I feel like I said the menu, but I didn't say the activity chart. So yeah, that's everything, man. That's everything that you're gonna need to get the license. You know, process your application. I mean, to submit your application. Those are everything I just discussed covered. What you need to do when you submit your license, and everything that the surveyor is gonna need when they come survey your property. So take some time. You know, listen to this over again if you just popped it on, or you don't, you know, you caught it in the middle, or if you're seeing it, you know, you're gonna have to definitely take some notes because I did cover a lot of information here. But feel free to reach out and give me a call if you have any questions. And our phone number is 443-906-3603. I'm gonna post it if y'all need any help. So that's it. That's why I hopped on here. Hopefully this information is helpful to you guys. Please share, you know, share and like the content, and yeah, reach out if you got some questions. They go to phone number there, 443-906-3603.